Welcome to Wrexham Museum, or welcome to our Hidden Holt exhibition. I thought this was a great place to discuss the first season of the excavations at the Roman villa site. How do you think it went?
We found the villa. The villa is where we thought it was going to be, which I think was absolutely brilliant. And actually, we found more than I think we bargained for in many respects. For me, Trench 1, that additional kind of range of rooms, wow, and a medieval building. You know, we never thought that was going to be there.
I mean, the other thing I think went really well was the public engagement. You know, I think the open day was fantastic with a number of people who came to look at what we were doing, and all the social media worked really well, so it's a model for doing it again next year.
Yeah, it'd be great to keep that momentum going as well, and you know, not even just locally but nationally, internationally, it's been absolutely immense.
Yeah, Susie, how did you think it went?
Yeah, I think it went really well. I think Trench 1 for me stands out because the excavation of Trench 1 actually turned out to be really quite interesting.
Yeah, I don't want to downplay the villa, but the preservation isn't quite so good there. It has taken a battering. And for me, the thing that I wasn't so sure about was the amount of material culture that we found, the finds. I was kind of expecting more, but I suppose the fact that we're not finding that much in the villa tells a story in itself, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
People aren't dumping rubbish where they're living, so that's really interesting.
I mean, if I was to pick my most interesting find to me, it's the tile here. Obviously it relates to the exhibition we're currently standing in because it's essentially the story it tells. So does it mean possibly that the person who lived in this house is perhaps a former legionary who's retired and has taken up residence within sight of the fortress in the distance, and he's utilising his contacts to obtain military tiles for the use in the house. So you know, to me that's sort of quite interesting. Susie, have you got a favourite object?
I have. I think it's going to be the little hairpin, little Roman hairpin. It's a lovely little copper alloy pin with a enamelled star or flower motif in the head, which I think is great, and it kind of builds on the classy objects that we've got from the site, you know, because there's also the glass and some really nice samian as well. So I think it's looking like wealthy occupants, but it's the personal touch, I think, that's special for me.
Yeah, and for me, and you know, it has to be, I think, that coin of Constantine as emperor. So it's so tightly dated to sort of 306, 307 AD, and it's just the context it came out of, so the archaeological layer it came out of was from where they deliberately demolished a wall to kind of remove or to reposition the kind of the internal space of the villa. This is the first villa identified in northeast Wales, and actually there's only one other sort of villa in the entirety of Cheshire as well. All our other stone-built buildings are military buildings in this part, and that's, I guess, because we're part of the frontier. We're part of the sort of the western, where the western frontier meets the northern frontier of Britain. But relatively compared to the rest of the rural settlement in this part of the world, this would have been pretty nice, you know.
Well, of course, we've got the painted plaster as well, don't forget. So, I mean, we're talking about rooms with, you know, plastered and painted walls that they're going to be sitting at, you know, drinking out of their fine vessels and their posh hairpins.
And their nice flooring.
And nice flooring.
And they've got hypercausted heated rooms,
Yes.
so they're not living in squalor by any means.
Yes. And a hypercourse that does, actually the last couple of days, it does look like it's been fired, so it has actually been used, it's been maintained to heat that building.
So we've carried out our first 3-week season of excavations on the site. Now we need to think looking forward to what we're going to hopefully do next year. I mean, for me, in Trench 1, you know, we've exposed a fragment of a very, very large stone building, which has got all kinds of possibilities. I'm still clinging on to the hope of the bathhouse suite on that side of the courtyard there. Susie?
I want a rubbish pit. You know, we're archaeologists. We thrive on other people's rubbish and the bits they throw out. So I want rubbish pits so that we can kind of get a handle of who was really living there and what they were up to.
Kind of with you on that, and I think for us to find the rubbish pits, we probably need to look outside the buildings themselves. Yeah. So for me, I think we've got to do more geophysics. We've got to find the full extent of the field system, the outbuildings, to get an idea of how big this farming estate was. And I guess even bigger than that, because, you know, why set our aims solely on this site? There's got to be another villa. This can't be the only one. I think if we can find the road, so using maybe all sorts of kind of drone technology, thermodynamics, LiDAR, all that kind of stuff, I think we will hopefully find the Roman road, and then we can know where to look for more of these things.
The exhibition is on until the 29th of January, so still plenty of time for people to come and look at the material which has come from the whole site. Again, also to learn a bit more about the fantastic Rossett Villa.
Can't wait.